64 Tacos Podcasts presents Is This Song Good? This is episode 66. R.E.M. Time After Time, etc. Live.
Hello and welcome back to Is This Song Good, a 64 Tacos podcast. We're continuing our live versions series, and today we're going to be talking about the R.E.M. medley, Time After Time, etc., which features the song Time After Time, Red Rain, and South Central Rain. I picked this one because it's very different than a lot of live recordings. First of all, it's a medley. So you've got a little bit of three different songs. I think the only song that plays in its entirety is South Central Rain. And then there's a little bit of, which I learned through this process, is a Peter Gabriel song, a little bit of Red Rain. And then it starts with the beginning of Time After Time. And both of the R.E.M. songs, if I'm not mistaken, are off of Reckoning.
Reckoning, yeah.
Yeah. It's just this, it's pretty much just Michael Stipe sitting in, I'm sure they're in a small club somewhere, or maybe on a college campus somewhere, in front of a couple hundred people is the way I imagine this. And it's almost entirely just him singing and then a little bit of guitar mixed in periodically throughout the songs. And they might go more into South Central. But it's very, very intimate, and it showcases his voice perfectly. Both the power that he has and also the vulnerability. And some of the flaws in his voice, too. They're all emphasized in this recording, and I absolutely love it. What did you guys think of it?
I was really only familiar with the Peter Gabriel song, which is funny because it's just kind of a little blurb in there that passes the Time After Time to South Central Rain.
Mm-hmm. And wraps up the song too.
That's not to say that I'd never heard those songs. I just really didn't listen to early R.E.M. that much. It was kind of from, what's the one with the Losing My Religion?
Out of Time.
Yeah, Out of Time. It was from that and kind of on that I really got into R.E.M. But I have heard those songs before, and it may have actually been with you, like riding around in a car or something.
It's very likely. Reckoning may have been in my Visor CD thing at any given time.
Case Logic,
yeah.
But you're absolutely right about like the intimacy and the vulnerability. It was like just having the stripped down guitar and vocals. It really just kind of changes the perspective on the songs and the feelings. And when I was going and listening to the original versions, Time After Time is not really that much different, but South Central Rain is like it's just it feels so fast and rushed, like and this version, this live version, is so much. It's like it feels like the right speed, and it feels like the right level of dynamics and stuff, and not having that drums, that kind of really quick, almost Cure type drum thing going on, was better, I think, in the live version. So I really liked it, and it was one of those things where it's like, wow, this is 8 minutes long. It doesn't really feel like it's 8 minutes long. It feels kind of like a natural progression from a one song to a kind of like a little Peter Gabriel homage segue to the second song, but it all just flows together so perfectly. So what do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I have heard Time After Time, Annalise, at least once or twice, because I've listened to all these R.E.M. albums. This is not one of my favorite R.E.M. albums by any stretch. But I do remember, Dave, you had I think it was called Eponymous, the
Yes.
sort of earlier REM.
Earlier greatest hits.
Yep. And this was on, South Central Rain was on it.
Yep.
And it has that early REM sound, that super jangly, super sort of like peppy sort of like feel to it. And I always like this. I always like the song. I mean, sometimes when it's on a greatest hits, you assume that it's good, you know. But when you listen to the album, I think it's one of the best songs on the album. But I do think it really sort of bring it to a much more plaintive and effective version when you slow it down and really focus in on the vocals. That was great. The song Time After Time, like I said, I probably heard it because I've listened to all these at least once or twice, but it didn't really stick with me. It sounds like an early R.E.M. song. I think it's their second album, you know? So I'm like, yeah, this sounds like a song I heard, but I don't know. I definitely know the Red Rain because it gets played on the radio.
I had no idea that was a Peter Gabriel song.
Yeah. Did you know the song at all? Or
I don't think I did. Yeah. Honestly, it's really weird because it's off the same album as Sledgehammer.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Which was that So or something?
I loved, which I loved Sledgehammer.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Coming soon, Ride or Die, Peter Gabriel. But no, it's not one of the top radio songs that they play. It's not the song from the Cusack movie, the Cameron Crowe movie.
Yeah, a boombox over the head.
Salisbury Hill or whatever. And it's not Sledgehammer, but it is one that I recognize it as floating around. But that one barely gets touched on. It's nice. I thought it was a nice and relaxed sort of, slightly like melancholy recording, which is something that bittersweetness is what Michael Stipe's voice is best at, I think. And it really, really works here. It has almost more of a, you don't happen to know what year this was, do you?
I don't. I want to say it's, the album has got the time period in it. It's before 87, between 82 and 87. So it's early.
Okay. Yeah, but it has more of a little more, I think, of a Automatic for the People sort of vocal feel to it than the earlier stuff, which is a little more upbeat. So it's really nice to hear South Central Rain in that context slowed down. And then it has the framework of Time After Time around it. But I think the best part of the song is the South Central Rain part. And then you're right. It's cool when he really goes for it near the end and really like belts out some notes, which he has a bit of a quavery voice sometimes, it's a distinctive voice, but it can be really powerful. I thought this was really interesting. And it's a cool thing to do when you mishmash a few songs together, and it lets you sort of think about the songs in a different way, and I thought this was really good.
Yeah, I love the medley aspect of it. It's a neat thing that you get out of live performances is the ability to do that. So that was why I had to include this one, and
they did it really well.
Yeah. All right. Unless there's anything else, I think Dan, you've got our next one.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to "Mysterious Ways," U2 song off Achtung Baby. This is from the Zoo TV tour. I think it was recorded in 93.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
I caught it on audio.